Let's talk bad boy bagger system options. This is a ZT Avenger that we just outfitted with this bagger. Lots of the bad boy bagging systems look similar to this. So everyone's gonna look a little bit different. Obviously we're using this as a feature. We'll definitely show you on the screen if you've got a different bad boy mower, what your options are, what those might look like. So this generally is what your bagging system is gonna look like. Now, as you look from brand to brand, or maybe, you know, mower to mower of different categories, there's always gonna be some different bagging system options. So pretty much across the board, standard with bad boys, they're gonna give you this power-vacs system. There's an actual paddle that is inside of this housing, and the reason that's so helpful is if you're bagging and it's not simply always really dry, you need something to give it a little more oomph to kick up the chute. And so this paddle's gonna be spinning and it's gonna kick right up into your chute right here. One thing I like about the bad boy bagging system is you got a nice clear tube. Like I said, it's gonna vary from model to model. As you go into bigger bagging systems, you're typically gonna have a little bit larger opening than what you see right here. One thing I think that's kind of unique to what bad boy is doing, regardless of what level of bagger that you're getting, this is a very robust system. So if you look around this, just at the thickness of the steel as you go around this, and I think even when you get back to this point right here, it kind of has a canvas top cover, but under this canvas top, you got a lot of strong stainless steel components here. A nice heavy duty gas shock that is just, it's built well, I think, and that's something that even in an Avenger class, this is a mower that brand new is gonna be selling more around a $5,000 price point. You'll see in a lot of different brands, you're not gonna get something this robust at this price point. So typically in other brands, you're gonna have a non-power vac option that's gonna be more affordable than what you can get right here. So when you get a 2-bag system with bad boy, typically you're gonna be spending around a couple $1,000s. And so that's something you have to commit to, that you're gonna be getting in that price point. But for that, you do get a better product. Most bagger systems that are out there are simply gonna give you a counterweight system. So you're obviously adding a lot of weight back there. If you think about the safety going up and down hills, you gotta offset that. You gotta counteract that weight, and that's why they're giving you this plate system that's adding weight to the front end. One thing I don't really see other brands doing, you've also got a significant amount of weight over on this side, and typically you don't have weight offsetting that. But with bad boy, and it's going to depend on the deck or what the bagging system is, but you see on this particular model, they've added extra weight over here to counteract that so your deck isn't tipping. And again, just from a safety standpoint, when you're on hills and undulation, that's something that they're gonna do to give you a more stable feel as you're going across different ground heights. Now, as I mentioned, this is a price point, a couple $1,000s. That's a significant investment on top of, you know, a $5,000 lawnmower or whatever you've bought. They do give you some different options. And I mentioned that with this traditional bagging system, you're always gonna have this power vac setup. Now, if I take this off right now to give you a little better idea on this whole paddle piece, they do give you this protective covering, and I'm gonna go ahead and take that off just to show you what really goes into this whole piece. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this all the way off so we can see what it really entails with this power vac system. So now with this cover off, you see we had to add a second pulley. So that's something you'll have to do if you get this bagging system, and it connects to a series of pulleys that does, you know, work this paddle. So that right there gives you that extra power, that extra lift that's gonna get up the chute. So like I said, in other brands, you can get a non-powered vac bagger, and it seems like it's gonna range obviously from company to company, but you could spend, you know, somewhere in that $700 to $1,000 range, but you're not gonna have the suction that you're getting here with bad boy at this level. So there's gonna be options across the board. I did wanna show just another option that you can get with bad boy. So this is something that's a standard you can get on the MZ models, or I think of this size deck, and I don't think pictures do this justice. I always mention in the videos how big I am. I'm 6'8" tall. I'll give you guys the context as you look at stuff here. But this is a $900 option by bad boy right here. You know, so obviously way less price. Another thing to note is this just takes a lot of time to assemble. It's obviously a one-time assembly type deal, but us as dealers, this is significant in the time that it takes to set this up and all the little pieces that it comes into a box, versus you can go right here. And I think in some systems, I can't remember if you have to drill a hole out to be able to install this, or it might just go right into place. So just significantly easier to do something like this. And this is where I did a little bit of checking on the stats here, but so this is a 3.3 bushel system. Then I did a little extra research because bushel and a peck, and we've all heard bushel
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck.
It's 9 gallons. It's a little over 9 gallons, you know, you think of liquid gallons. So this can hold 3.3 bushels. This can hold 7.2 bushels. And then there are other systems that look very similar to this, but if you eventually go up to the Rogue series or their R series mowers, there's a 3-bag system. And that's where you can go to a 12 bushel option. So it's almost like you're doubling capacity every time you go up. You know, the prices will increase accordingly, you know, as you're doing that as well. To this system right here, this works really easy. That's just a pin-based system, you know, can flip up, and it's fairly easy just to pop on and off. But you're gonna be way wider, I think, in this system. Some of the power systems out there have this sort of horizontal paddle. Bad Boy makes it vertical, which I think takes up less width space, which is an advantage. You know, if you go back here, as far as removing the baggers, you've got a nice kind of rubber piece here that holds everything tight, and you know, just like any other bagging system, it's going to come off. There's going to be a handle to be able to dump that. Bad Boy right now does not have a dump from seat option. That's something, you know, as you get into commercial bagging, some of you guys are looking for. That could be something on the horizon. I do know, and I talked about this being a $2,000 system. I believe it's on the 3-bag system closer to a $2,400 price point. That is a significantly better price point. As expensive as that is, a significantly better price point that you're gonna see in some other brands. And so it's something that Bad Boy, again, when they do everything, they always try to pack the value part, you know, into that equation. So definitely giving you really strong, sturdy components, you know, for the price points you got. So in a nutshell, that's Bad Boy baggers. Hopefully it gives you guys a better idea if you are possibly considering a Bad Boy mower, or maybe you've already got a Bad Boy mower and you just want to add the bagging system to it. And so just trying to give you guys more information per usual. And until the next one, we'll see you.